3 projects. A, consideration of adjusting contract with Snyder and Associates for engineering and design services on the South 11th Street Sewer Project. Adam, would you address that, please?
Sure. If you don't mind, I'll speak to both of them kind of in combination because it makes a little more sense to what I'll have to say. In discussions with Snyder, one of the things that became obvious is that our engineering and design cost between the two projects would be the same as what they've been projecting to us. However, it looks what's going to end up happening is they're going to end up spending more on the 11th Street project than they anticipated and less on the wastewater treatment project than they anticipated. So, to make sure that that is properly approached in our contracts, they've asked for a contract amendment which would reduce the amount in our wastewater treatment plant for those type of activities. And you'll see those consistent in the contract to the term of about $97,500. And you'll see an increase in those same line items under the 11th Street Sewer Project for the same amount of $97,500. Since we are talking about the 11th Street Project first, I will say that there is one additional change to the 11th Street Project that was not a party to that swap, sort of. And that is easement plats and description information. The original contract didn't include any provisions in there to pay for the cost of setting up the new easements and providing descriptions of them in the contract. The going rate usually on that is about $1,000 per property. They're giving us a price of $500 a piece to be able to include that in the contract. So it would come up for an additional $12,800 to provide that service. Currently with the contract there is no one that is providing that service within their contract means. So this was something that should have been included on the original contract. It was discussed before when the original contract was put into place, but it was not put into the original contract anymore.
So they're not going on like a percentage of project. That's only used for estimate, like 11% or 15%.
That is, yeah, that's an estimate. Those are built for estimate purposes. This is the actual agreed to amounts that will be coming for different line items on the contract.
Who reviewed our contract before it said it's final? How did this get overlooked?
What are you referring to as overlooked? The easement?
Yeah, you were saying that something, unfortunately, got overlooked.
Well, what it means is that usually when you do these type of contracts, of course, all of the easements in these type of projects will change when you do those. There was no item included in any of the contract to include this in the contract, even though it was discussed as an item to be provided inside the contract.
Originally, we weren't going to do what we did.
We changed the scope of the project.
We changed the scope. We went to doing the outlet instead of fixing up the
that wasn't in the original contract. We didn't go up through the moving, so they had to add that in later.
It's my understanding we could have an outside source do it if we wanted to, but it probably would end up costing us more.
That is
than
an option.
Going ahead
yes,
and having it included.
Greens or pitching, but doing that or not?
No, I have not.
I'm not familiar with that, if it's worth trying or not. You know anything about that?
But what's that?
Getting easements and legal work.
Do we need to vote on it this evening? Do we have time to have it checked out and do it at a later date?
Well,
or can we leave that portion out of it?
That was what I was about to recommend. If that is the only area of concern, we could amend them to include the other portion, and leave that out till we have time to research the issue.
Sounds like a lot of money, but
I would think that'd be a good idea to check with somebody else.
I agree.
20, 30 properties up through there.
Is there any question or discussion on the original amendments or changes on A and B? Curtis, did you raise your hand? Yes.
No, I didn't. Must have read my mind. Just for clarity, has the amount of money changed?
It's been switched around, but it has not changed.
It's just 97.5 up and down?
Yes.
Any other questions or discussion on A and B? He discussed them at the same time because they were interchangeable. Okay? Then I will call for a motion for A, consideration of adjusting contract with Snyder and Associates for engineering and design services on the South 11th Street Sewer Project.
I'll make that motion.
A second?
I'll second that.
All in favor? Call for a vote.
Councilman Muska,
Yes.
Rennie,
Yes.
Frederick,
Yes.
Hanson,
Yes.
Johnston.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B, consideration of adjusting contract with Snyder and Associates for engineering and design service on the wastewater treatment project. I'll call for a motion to accept that.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Call for a vote.
Councilman Hanson,
Yes.
Johnston,
Yes.
Muska,
Yes.
Rennie,
Yes.
Frederick.
Yes.
Motion carried.